think we are live. All right. I'm going to do the usual thing and let's see. I'm going to do the usual thing and share this on different platforms. Well, I guess really just one, Discord. But yeah, so today I am sharing the thing I got working today, which is the MIDI keyboard I designed. I just have to let's see, where's Discord? I realized that like this space is dusty. I need to do some dusting. It's also Sunday, so I'm tired. Discord is being slow to open. So I guess this is a good time for me to stream actually, because last week was finals week. This past week. And yeah, I got that out of the way. It is taking forever to open Discord. I don't know what is going on. I'll just go. I have to log in, don't I? If I'm going to do it from the browser. Okay. It's just updating and it's taking a long time. So sorry if it's kind of boring. Yeah, maybe I can add a timestamp so you can skip ahead if you're watching this after the fact. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's kind of a miracle that I actually ended up like getting this. Okay, maybe not a huge miracle, but yeah, somehow I managed to get this whole setup working with like the camera pointing down to my keyboard. I'm actually using my phone camera. A great thing that Pixels let you do is they have this built-in functionality that lets you use them as webcams, and you don't have to download any third-party applications. All right, let's go ahead and just let everybody know that I'm streaming. I just saw something in the server I'm in. All right, almost done. Well, should I say almost? I don't know. And I'll do it in... All right, that should be good for now. Hello, one concurrent viewer. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Yeah, okay. That's fine. It's just like a still image right now anyway. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to FL Studio. All right, so now I actually get to show you the thingy. So, if people like if people actually watch my stream or like come into the stream to watch, like new people coming in, then what I might have to do is re-explain, but yeah, I can explain for you currently what this is. I might want to move my microphone over to my MIDI keyboard, kinda. So I'll just have it pointing in the right direction. So this thingy here is my MIDI keyboard, which is called the TS41. The TS stands for tactile switch. And the reason why it's called that is because under each of these keys there is a little tactile switch button that, like the type you'd find on like a circuit board. I don't have any, like, actually. Okay, I guess I can pull out an example of what I'm talking about. I just have to find a good one. All right, so yeah, these guys. These are tactile switches. Oh, that's a little jiggly. This is actually like one of the prototyping circuit things that I was doing. Oh, can you even, I didn't realize you couldn't see that. Okay, these are tactile switches. It's hard to like, yeah. And yeah, it's just like what you'd put on a circuit board. And this is like the thing I was using to like do some of the prototyping. Like before I spent another $100 on circuit boards, because the circuit board in here is custom. All right, nobody chatting yet in the live chat. So you probably want to actually hear it do stuff. So I will go ahead and show that to you. So now I should probably explain the layout. The layout is basically, it's what we call Boson-K. And this layout is basically, how do I explain this? It's basically, you have your major seconds here, so like, and then you got your minor seconds going this way, so like, and then if you combine those together, you get a diatonic scale. I'll just play a major scale, which is a type of diatonic scale. Actually, no, that's not. That's Mixolydian, I think. actually. There we go, that's a major scale. So yeah, these, that's how the rows are laid out. So you got your white keys here, although it starts on D, because okay, it starts on G, but it's where D would be on a piano. The reason why I have it laid out like this, why I have it laid out in Dorian mode, is because it's symmetrical. So you can see how it's like it has symmetry. You've got like the same, the minor steps, or the minor second steps are like on the same side, or no, they're on both sides, but they're like the same distance from each side. Sorry if I'm a little bit confusing right now. Doing this live is kind of hard, especially when your brain is like, I don't know, doing that. But, right. Okay, so I should probably explain what these colored keys are for. So you got your black keys, right? And these are off by one Edo step, as we call it, for a certain equal division of the octave, abbreviated Edo. So one step of the tuning system I'm using, which right now is in 41 tone equal temperament, so it's a really slight amount. But a lot of people should be able to hear the difference between those two notes. It's just not a lot. So these notes here are basically like, they're basically just like different, here. They're kind of like different colors or shades of like the same kind of note a little bit. So I'll go up here. So you can hear how that's so that's an up minor third. And you got your down major third on this black key here. That's your down minor third again. And when I say down minor, wait, did I say down minor? I meant up minor. Up minor and down major. What I mean by down major and up minor is basically, see if there are any. Oh, hey, I didn't realize I had 5 concurrent viewers. That's pretty cool. Or 3, I don't know which stat is right. But, yeah, thanks for joining. Just sharing my keyboard. So I'm glad you're able to make it along. So usually I'd have my phone up with the chat, but I'm actually checking on the computer, so I might not get to your chat right away. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm using my phone as my webcam. And I've just decided not pull up live chat on my other laptop because I don't want to open it right now. Lots of devices, yeah. So back to what I was saying about this. So yeah, these are like your different like shades, I guess. So even have like different shades of like seconds or major seconds. So you got like your down major second, so that sounds like that. Your major second sounds like that. What I mean by up and down, I was going to say this previously, is that so in microtonality, one of the more popular ways of like communicating microtonal intervals is to use ups and downs. So like a plain major third would be something like that. It's just 2 major seconds, 2 plain major seconds, and the way it's plain is you're just stacking fifths. So like one of these intervals. So you do, so that's a major second plus an octave. So that's your major second, and then if you add another major second, you get a plain major third. And then it's similar for like the minor, plain minor third, but you're doing fourths. So like, no, that's not right. What am I? Okay, it's like this. So you got that, and of course, there's an octave. So there's your plain minor third. Hopefully you can hear the relationship there. So that's all good and cool, right? So so up is basically when you, like, say you got your plain major third again. I'll just play that. Down major third would be a step down, and that's closer to a 5/4 just ratio. So like 5-4 ratio of pitches. In 41 Ito, it's a little bit flat as compared to 12, where it's a bit sharp. And some people don't like the flatness of those down major thirds in 41 Ito. To those people, I say 46 Ito and 53 Ito are better with that, and 31 Ito if you still want the relationship where your plain major third is the same as your 5/4. In 41 Ito, your 5/4 ratio is a down major third. So 31 Ito is an example of what we call a mean tone system, which is basically what I just said. It does that thing where 2 major seconds, or a 9/8, whatever is like the approximation of a 9/8, 2 of those is a 5/4 approximation. 41 Ito, as I was trying to say before, or what I was at least hinting at, does not do that. You need to go a step down for that. But yeah, that's just a bunch of technical stuff. So this doesn't just do 41 Ito. You may have been wondering what this button over here is for, and this button is for changing the mode, like the layout of the keyboard. So I can play in 41 Ito, right? And hold on, where was I? No, that's not. That interval is a down minor 7th, which is close to 7/4. So if I go into here and I retune it to 31 Edo, the surge, which is what I'm using to like actually play the MIDI notes that I'm sending from this thing. This thing actually does send all of its own MIDI. It's got a little microcontroller in here. It's KB2040. And just today I published the source code for the firmware for this thing. I don't know when I'm actually going to be selling these. It's still a bit of a prototype, but it's fully functional as far as I know. Maybe a few like little bugs here and there, but yeah, I have it working. Yawn. Okay. Let's go back. So this is 31 Edo. So I should probably explain now that the way this works is it's not actually tuning any of the notes itself. All of the retuning is done in software on the computer. This is just to play MIDI notes. But what's useful about having a keyboard like this is that the layout is right for the layout is good for playing in different tuning systems. So this is a more generalized layout than, for example, this. So this is my Korg Micro Key 25, and this standard layout of keys here. Oh, I keep not like there. Couldn't really see that for a second. There. So like the standard like piano key layout thing here. This is what we call Halberstadt. And that's, of course, how most keyboards are arranged. And that's good for 12-tone equal temperament, but this is not only good for 12-tone equal temperament. Yes, you can play 12-tone equal temperament with this, but it's also good for a bunch of other tuning systems. So like 41 Edo, for example. But now I have the plugin Surge in 31 Edo. So if I play what would otherwise be a fifth, you can hear that I get an up minor sixth instead. And that's because I need to change the layout. So all I need to do is hit this button, and it's in 31 Edo layout. And it just cycles through. So right now I have it programmed, I have it hard-coded to 41, 31, and 22 Edo layouts. If you're interested in getting one of these things and you want it in a specific tuning, I would be happy to make like the layout mapping, and in the future I might like make a script to generate like the layouts, so you can just like put them in your copy of the source code, I guess. But yeah, that's gonna be another thing. So now, once I've pressed that button, now if I try, it's correct. This is once again a fifth, although now it's a flat fifth because of the qualities of 31 Edo versus 41 Edo. 41 Edo has a very slightly sharp fifth that's almost just intonation. 31 Ito's fifth is about 5 cents flat, so you might be able to hear that difference. You can hear how there's a bit more phasing. Although this is actually, the fifth is actually like not necessarily a bad thing to be that flat. What's great about this is your major third, as I was saying before, is very much in tune, and it's also it also fits into that diatonic scale I was mentioning about. With 41 Ito, you get to comma steps, so that's like what is that? So it's like I'm not in 41 Ito right now, but basically your two major thirds make something that's one step or whatever higher than what would be the best approximation of 5/4, that classic major third. In 31 Ito, you don't need to do that. It's a mean tone system, meaning 2 major seconds just add up to 2 9/8s just add up to a 5/4, and that's the way it's approximated. That's not how it is in just intonation. That's not how it is exactly, but that's how it works in this system. So let's use a different what am I saying here? Or that's not what I meant. Let's see. Yeah, so I can probably explain that preset later if I want to do that for this stream. Oh, here, should we do this? This is the vocal sound that I did for Chasing Dusk. So if I so that's what that sounds like. Let's do like a lead, or let's use this one. This is the other one this is one of the other patches I used that I made in Chasing Dusk. So thing about 31 Ito is because of the way it works, I guess, the notes like descend when going up the keyboard, not down the keyboard. So that's what's different between 41 Ito and 31 Ito for the layout here. And the reason why it's like that is 31 Ito, the fifth is flatter than in 12 Ito. In 41 Ito, it's sharper. About this keyboard is because I'm just using tactile switches here, it's not velocity sensitive, but of course that doesn't mean it's not useful. I might end up making, I'm actually very likely going to end up like at least like finishing like a prototype for a velocity sensitive keyboard in the future, but not right now. I'm still like in the process of doing like a thing with what is it called, the Velostat thing with another keyboard I'm working on. I'm not getting out right now because it's under a pile of stuff, but I can show that off later, I guess. Again, when I have that working, which shouldn't actually be, I don't know. I don't know if it would take that long of a time to finish, like the prototype for that. But yeah, once after I like, I don't even know. It's, I guess it's coming. It's just something I'm not focusing as much on. All right. Sweet. Hey, I'm glad you're able to stop by. All 9 of you. And I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, so in terms of when I'm actually going to be selling these things, I don't know exactly. I'm hoping these things will be cheap, like maybe $100, maybe a little more than 100 per unit. But that's not that expensive, I think. If you look at how much something like the Lumatone costs, which is $4,000. But I can also leave that up to you to decide if that's a lot or not. So that's just in my views, I guess. for how much I think it is for that price. But yeah, let's do a little bit more sound design and see if we can make something cool to play with the keyboard. You know what? I should probably just tell you what this is. So I did this thing where like I can just play it for you. You'll probably immediately understand why I named it what I did. So yeah, I was just on Discord, on a Discord call, and I was goofing around with someone I know, kind of. And we were just like doing goofy sound design stuff, but I don't know. Also sounds like a babbling brook. I even added some reverb to it. All right, let's go and initialize the patch. And let's actually do some sound design. It's kind of hard because my mouse is over here and my keyboard's like to the right instead of to the left. So I have to like cross my arms to do this. I don't want it in stereo. Got to get used to when playing this is that you got to kind of press hard, because like they do require a bit of force to press down, I've realized. I tried to get switches that weren't like really high actuation force somewhere. I think it was like 1.3 newtons or something is the actuation force on these guys. The fact that I'm pressing like a thing down here might likely increases that a bit. Like the actual plastic of the keyboard, because the way these keys work is they're like bendy, and I did that by design. Yeah, so you can play those nice 7 limit intervals now. All right. So I might have to eat in a little bit, but I'll keep playing for now and doing sound of the design. I did that. Wait, design of the sound. I'm gonna initialize again and see what I can. Let's create like a physical modeling type thing. Go to twist. What should we do? Modal resonator. It makes it really quiet. Let's do. That sounds cool. And of course, because the tuning is independent from like what you do here, you can do just intonation scales as well. So like if you set this up so that it's laid out like 17 notes per octave, a 17 Ito layout, you don't need to have it be 17 Ito. You could do like cartwheel scale, which is a 13 limit just intonation scale. That might be cool for people who like just intonation. There's also some scales I've made that have 17 notes that are just intonation that you could try on this thing. But yeah, that's what that's about. So let's keep messing with this. I should also mention that the buttons, like each color of button has a different shape, and like the darker blue buttons have like a flat top, and then like the cyan buttons have a more rounded top. The black buttons are more like a half cylinder, and the white buttons are kind of like a hyperbolic shape a little bit. And because of that, it's kind of like sharp and uncomfortable, and I might change that. I don't know about on this specific device because this is mine. I don't want to have to re-glue all the buttons again, or the key bumps. So I might just like sand it down or something to make it a little bit more tolerable. In the future, I think I'll be using different button shapes for these white buttons. Or maybe even just like simplifying the button shapes overall, just to make it simpler. But the reason why I have them in different shapes is that you don't like, so it'll still have like a more tactile quality, so you don't have to like look at the keyboard. necessarily to play this as well. And I think that's what some people like about the Halberstadt keyboard, is that it's easier to navigate when you're not looking at the keyboard. And especially because these buttons are so small, that might be even more of a challenge if you're not looking at the keyboard. So I wasn't really a sight reader. I look at the keyboard even when I'm playing on a Halberstadt keyboard, which is one of the reasons why playing from sheet music is harder for me. But yeah, what I might do is I'll just like change the shapes in like whatever next unit of these I'm building, and then yeah. So, and the other great thing is that blind people will be able to play this better. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I don't know. Maybe I'm just too lazy to do like actually good sound design right now. I could probably do some decent sound design if I actually tried. Here, I'll try one more time. Actually might, you know what? I think I'll switch to 22 Ito. The other thing about these lower Itos is that the lower the Ito, the more room you get, like, to modulate around. In 41 Ito, I added just enough buttons to get all the notes. So, like, there's more places where you hit the edge and you have to use a different, like, shape for the chord that you're playing. One of the great things about isomorphic keyboards is that unless you're on the edge, you always have one chord shape per chord that you're playing. And in 41 Ito, there's a lot of edge that you can hit. In 22 Ito and 31 Ito, it shrinks a bit, so you don't have as much of that to worry about. Let's see. I'm gonna init the patch. So this is gonna have a flat major third again, or down major third. Oh wait, that's not right. Oh wait, no, I know what this is. It's up there this time, so it's actually a little bit different from 31 and 41. The steps go like this. But it's still the same, like, major second. And one thing to note about 22 Ito is instead of two major seconds adding up to a 5/4, or like two major seconds adding up to like a 5/4 approximation, this time it's a 9/7 approximation. And so it's not mean tone, it's what we call archy. Archy temperament. It has to do more with the 7th harmonic than the 5th harmonic. So, what was I? All right. Okay, so I was actually gonna make sounds. So let's do that. Actually, we don't need that. We can keep that there. And then we can add, let's do a chorus. I don't know, did I just destroy your eardrums? That's interesting. icy. You know what this needs? This needs some like, ooh, hello. Too many notes at once. Hi, people are finally chatting in the chat. Hello, everybody. Wow, it's crazy that this has almost gotten 100 views since. Wow. Well, yeah, I'm grateful that you guys are interested in this. Again, I might be selling these in the near future, but I don't know about not quite yet, but I have it working, and that's what really matters right now for me. Yeah, why would you need a summer wage job when you could just sell these and make I don't know how much I would actually, but let me know what you think if you're interested in getting one. Hold on, let's do. You cut off. Let's do bright. Actually, no, it doesn't sound great. Why is it on? There we go. That's good. Take that. I need to move that. Let's keep it on that. don't know, not a lot of high end. Kind of sounds a little muddy, but or not a lot of clarity, I should say. I designed it. Basically, I mean, and I put it together. The this keyboard is let's see. So the soldering and well, I should say I designed the PCB. I had it manufactured, and I picked out the parts. I designed the outer casing. Got that 3D printed. Same with the keys, the key bumps, and then I super glued them on myself. So you could say I built it. And then I let's see, what was I? All right, and the microcontroller was hand soldered, but I didn't do this by myself. I'm not great at soldering, so someone helped me with the soldering. But yeah, you could say I built it myself, kind of, at least. So yeah, that's what that has going for it. This is actually how it's often organized. The layout is called Boson-K. Let me see if I can give you a link. Let me go to ZenWiki really quick and so you can read up on it. Is there actually a page for Boson-K? All right, I can probably just explain. I can probably just explain what Boson-K is. So this guy is so the way Boson-K works is you got your major seconds here, and then you got your fifths here, right? And then you got your minor seconds here. In 22 Edo, they're really narrow. So that's how it works. It's crazy how much you can do with 22 Ito. Yeah. So, that's cool, I guess. Let me just see. Oh, I guess that's my arm right there. I'm gonna minimize that window. See if I can make this a little better. I might just need some EQ actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, as I said, I'll probably want to redesign the key shapes. Hard enough, it's a 7/4. All right. Let's switch this back into 41 Ito. So we do that there. And then we just press that button to get into the right layout. This just sounds, it's like 22 Ito is like right, like just inside the range where 5/4 doesn't sound so detuned. And then 41 Ito is like just outside that range, it seems. But then what's weird is 19 Ito has an even flatter 5/4, but it works better. And I feel like that might be because of the flat fifth that 19 Ito has, and it's another mean tone system. So yeah, but like it's that's 6 cents flat from 5/4, from a pure 5/4. In 22 Ito, it's about 5 cents flat, I think. And I guess that makes a difference. It could be placebo, I don't know. But listen to how pure that fifth is. It's even more accurate than 12 Ito's fifth. I see what's wrong with this now. Oh, okay, no, I had the intonation a little wrong. See, this is the thing with 41 Ito, is that like the notes fit together in like a certain way in some cases. Like, that's not right. So it can be a little hard to play at times, I guess, depending on what you're playing. Like if it's a kite guitar, it kind of, I don't know, it works in a way, I guess. Stretch my... There we go, that's better. Like this, where it's like just a neutral sixth or whatever. See, right here you got your down major sixth. You got your down minor sixth. No, up minor sixth. You got your neutral sixth. So it's right in the middle of those, and that can it opens up the door for a lot of like interesting. A lot of interesting tonality that has to do with like Middle Eastern music and stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if there's that much more to show you guys. This is still a little bit of a work in progress. Well, I don't know how much. Yeah. Yeah, well, if you want to listen to some more microtonal music, then I have more music that I've made on my channel. I recently released a song in 80 Ito that's on Spotify. Right now, I have it in 41 Ito. I also have it programmed in. I also have it programmed for a 31 Ito and 22 Ito layout, but it's hard coded in, so you can just like change it if you know how to do it. I'm thinking of selling these in the future, in the relatively near future. I don't know exactly when that's going to end up being, but right now it's still kind of a prototype. The outer casing was 3D printed, and the key bumps are still a bit rough. So I might have to like do something about that. Maybe invest in injection molding. Maybe I can start out with 3D printed and then move to like nicer ways of producing things in the future. Once I have a bit of once I have some funding, because I'm kind of broke right now. But yeah. Plus a fourth is an 11th, I think so. It's a super 11th, an up 11th. There's your perfect 11th, up 11th. And then you have like your dup or double up 11th, which is like an 11/4. It's close to that in 41 Ito. What's interesting about 41 Ito is you can hear that like a little bit of like whirring or buzz or whatever, that jittery quality in the plain major third, right? It turns out 41 Ito's plain major third is actually very close to 19/15. So you can hear that relationship when you play it. In fact, the harmonic 19 is actually not very far away from, or like a 19/16 isn't very far away from a plain minor third in 41. It approximates it relatively well. So I think I can play it up here. it's late. Okay. And I've been going for a little over an hour and a half. So I'm glad you could stick around and watch. Uh, it means a lot to me that you are so interested. And yeah, um, I might be streaming again this week. Just depends, because I have some free time before school again. And I don't know if it'll feature my, well, I mean, maybe I'll be doing stuff with my MIDI keyboard, but I don't know if I'll be showing it like this. Yes, I'm on Zen Harmonic Alliance. In fact, if you go onto the general channel, that's one of the places I posted, or I linked the stream like an hour and a half or so ago. So hope that helps. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to make it, everyone. And yeah, I will, yeah, I'll see you whenever. Um, thanks for, I don't know, or thanks for whatevering. Bye.